Hello everyone, welcome to ReSOLT. ReSOLT stands for Republic School of Languages and Trainings. So, today we are here to learn French for beginners, and I am Lavina, your mentor and trainer for French as a foreign language. So, before we go ahead with our today's lesson, let's try and understand why French could be useful to you. Well, beginning from here on, French is official and co-official language of 29 countries, which are part of the French-speaking organization called La Francophonie. Well, you may see the list of the countries in which French is spoken as an official language, first language, or a second language. We have France, Belgium, Switzerland, Canada, and many countries from Africa, and also the French overseas territories which are in South America. Therefore, learning French is useful as you can travel into these many countries and speak French and communicate with the locals. Thereafter, nowadays, France welcomes a lot of students from worldwide to provide them courses in management and engineering. They have their own dedicated portal called Campus France, wherein they help a lot of international students to enter in France and pursue the course that they want to study, either in French or in English. Both the languages are provided. However, when you go to a French-speaking country like France or say Canada, Quebec, the part of Canada where French is the first language, it is important that we have some knowledge of French to at least survive and communicate with the people around. Therefore, it is necessary that when you're applying for a French university, either say your study could be in French or English, it is important that you know a bit of French. And therefore, it is important that you take a French language class. Again, if you're an aspiring student of literature, then reading in French, understanding in French gives you an opportunity to read a lot of French literature, which is also an important part in English literature. Thereafter, France is the fashion capital, especially Paris is the fashion capital of the world. So if you're someone, an aspiring model or an aspiring stylist, then France could be your dream location. Cuisine. Let's not forget that France is also known for its culinary inventions. So if you again are looking to work into a French restaurant as an apprentice, under a French chef, then knowing French would just help you. Let's not forget, even in the hotel management school, they expect you to know a bit of French. So these are the benefits of learning French as a foreign language. Thereafter, if you choose to study with us at ReSOLT, then we will train you to pass international exams which are a requirement. For example, there is something called as DELF, which is Diplôme d'études or langue française, and the levels are A1, A2, B1, B2. And then there is another exam that is TAL, which is Diplôme approfondi. Approfondi means advanced level, that is C1, C2. So if you study with us, we see to it that we train you in such a manner that you're able to read, write, understand and speak French, but are also capable of passing these international exams. Now, let's go ahead and see what are these levels, okay, and why are they important? Well, to begin with, these levels are CEFR levels. What is CEFR? CFR stands for Common European Framework for References of Languages, which helps to describe the achievement of a European language learner. All the languages which are part of Europe are judged on the basis of these levels. Even English, if you're not an English native speaker, then you have to be proficient, that is, have a C2 level. So let it be French, let it be Italian, let it be Spanish, let it be Dutch. You will be judged on the basis of these 6 levels. So it begins with A1 and A2, which are basic level, which is more like you can speak and understand enough of French to survive in a French-speaking country. You might be able to read some things here and there. Then there are levels, that is B1, B2, which are known as independent level. The levels which are also threshold. Threshold because you have now started understanding the language. There are chances that you can speak it and understand. You're more independent. You're open to developing better in the language. You might not need anybody's help to understand, to study the language on your own. And then there are C1, C2, which are the proficient level. If you are aiming to study your master's in a French university with regards to French language or linguistics, then it is good that you have a C1 level or C2. Thereon, let's take a better understanding of what do we really have in these levels. Now, each of these levels have 4 skills to accomplish. So, you'll be judged for your listening skills, you'll be judged for your reading skills, you'll be judged for your speaking and writing skills. So, each level will have these 4 skills to be worked on. So, this is what it is. So, when you choose to study with us, we will look at it that you are proficient in not just writing or reading, but also speaking the language and understanding it. Now, let's take a deeper look at these levels. What do they really signify, and what do we have to do if we have to pursue a career in French language, either as a French language teacher, translator, or an interpreter. Now, when you're a beginner, but obvious it is where you are starting to get a flow of the language, but there is still a lot of work to be done. Then you have your A2 level, wherein you can have basic conversations, like I mentioned before. You can read and understand French. Okay. Now, this is also the level which most of the international boards like IGCSE or B Baccalaureate, that is IB board, offers. So if you're a student from these boards, know that your level is A2. It can also be B1 if you're really good at the language. Okay. Then you have B1 level, which is more of your threshold point. Like I was saying, you become independent. You're able to understand, learn French on your own without, really referring to Google Translator all the time. You see, if at this stage you're someone who's not independent, that means there is some more work to be done. So at even you should be able to read and understand French nicely, properly. Then you have your B2 level, which is one of the important levels, because if you have this level, you have the scope to teach French as a foreign language, work as an interpreter, pursue some career in French language. Even for applying for masters in a French university, B2 is good. Okay. Then you have C1, which is your excellency level. Same as with C2. These are the levels where you are almost like a native speaker. You have a decent accent, you have good pronunciation, good speaking skills, good understanding skills, even when it comes to complex matter or sensitive subjects, etc. So this is what is A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Now, that was it about French language and what is it all about. Now, let's go forward and check what we'll do today. So for today's first lesson in French as a foreign language, for beginners, we are going to work with alphabet. We are going to work with l'alphabet français. So let's see what do we have in l'alphabet français. Well, this is l'alphabet français, like I said before. Now, usually in French language, words which end with consonant, we do not pronounce those consonants. We do not pronounce the last letters. Okay, if they are ending with a consonant, just like over here, it's alphabet, not alphabet. Okay, so say l'alphabet again. Français, not française. It ends with an S, it's a consonant, and therefore will avoid pronouncing S. Now again, this is a rule, but there are exceptions, and we might come across words today which could be the exceptions. So let's go ahead and see what we have in l'alphabet français. So again, now we all know that French is a Latin language like Spanish, Italian. So it is really closer in its structure, in its pronunciation to Spanish, Italian. However, it has some of its root from the Celtic origins, as it's a bit closer to England. Therefore, we will see that there are lots of words that we must have seen in English language which have come from French. Okay, so even the letters, luckily, all the Latin languages have 26 alphabet that we use in English, that is from A to Z. So over there, our work is less to be done. However, what really matters is the pronunciation. We pronounce the letters differently, okay, most of the time, and so the words. So let's pay attention, and here we have A. We'll pronounce it as A. You might see below A, H, which is to transcript the pronunciation to the closest sound. Okay, so it's A. A comme ananas. Well, when I say A comme ananas, it's like A for apple. Okay, so A comme ananas. Just like in Hindi, we call pineapple ananas. Even in French, it is called as ananas. Alors, A comme ananas. Then we have a letter. Well, this is taking a bit of time. Here we are. C'est B. B comme bon, bon. Let's pay attention to this sound. It's a bit unique. It's bon, bon. The ON comes from my nose. So it's B comme bon, bon, which is for a candy or sweet. Then we have C. C. C comme cloche. Cloche. C comme cloche. Now the unique sound over here is of CH. CH in English is ch. CH in French is ch. Alors, c'est comme cloche, which is for a bell. Alright, now let's look at the letter D, which is pronounced in French as D. D. D comme D. D. D comme D. D is the word for die. The die we used to play in a game. So, till now we did A, B, C, D. Alors, c'est A, B, C, D. Kindly pay attention to how I articulate it. Okay? So, it's A, B, C, D. Let's go ahead and see what do we have next. We have E, which is pronounced in French as E, 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 comme échelle. E comme échelle, which is the word for ladder. Ladder. Now we have F, which is luckily in French also pronounced as F. F comme feu. F comme feu. Feu is for fire. Alors, F comme feu. We go further down and we have G. Now let's pay attention to the pronunciation of G because it is somewhat pronounced like J. So, G is pronounced as J. J. J comme garage. Garage. You see, garage, we write it in the same way in English for garage. They both mean the same thing and we use the same spelling except they are pronounced very differently. So it is G comme garage. Going on from here, we have ash. Let's pay attention, it's not ash, it's ash. Ash comme ash. Now, one thing you need to know about H is that H in French is silent. Okay, it is a vowel. So usually most of the French words we do not pronounce H. Okay, it's silent. Therefore, this word over here is not hush but ash. Okay, it's not hush, it's ash. Alors, ash comme ash. Ash is for axe. Alright? So, till now we did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay? So, now let's take a look at I. I in French is pronounced like the letter E in English. So, it's E. E comme igloo. E comme igloo. Going on from here, we have the letter J. J in French is pronounced like G. So this is J, not G, but J. J comme jumelle. J comme jumelle. Now, there is a unique sound over here too, that is the sound of U. This does not sound like U, but it is U. Not U, but U. Alors, J comme Mel, which is the word for binoculars. Going on from here, we have ka, ka, not K, but ka, comme kepi. Kepi is the word for a soldier's hat. So, ka, comme kepi. Well, more of an officer's hat. Alright, from here on we go to L. L is pronounced like L in English. It's L, comme li. Li. We do not pronounce the last letter as it's a consonant, so it's not lit, but it's li. L, comme li. So till now we did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, now going on from here, we have M, just like in English. M. M comme marmite. M comme marmite. Marmite. Another unique sound of the letter R. R in French is R. So, M comme letter, M comme word marmite. M comme marmite. Then we have the letter N, like in English, M, N. N comme nuage. M comme nuage. N comme nuage. Alright, going on from here, we have the letter O. O. So it's N, M, O. O comme ose. You see, the word ends with an S, but this is an exception, and therefore it is ose, not os, but ose. So, O comme ose. Then we have the letter, well, it's M and O, but not P, it's P. P. P de V. So, P. P comme pipe. P comme pipe. Not pipe, but pipe. Then we have, so till now we did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Now we have the letter Q. Again, the Q is not Q, but Q. You see the U, it's Q, 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 comme quatre. Quatre is for the number 4. So, Q comme quatre. Quatre. Q comme quatre. Then we have the letter R. Now, R in French is somewhat pronounced like the word air. It's just that the air is coming from the throat. So it's air, 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 air comme rose, rose. Not rose, but rose, rose. Alors, air comme rose. Then we have the letter S, just like in English, it's S. S comme salade. S comme salade. Just like salad. Lettuce is one of the salads. So salad. Okay. Now we have the letter T, which is T. 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 T comme tasse. T comme tasse. Tasse is for a cup. Alors, T comme tasse. So till now we did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. We stop at T. Let's go ahead and see what do we have next. We have the letter U, not U, but U, U, comme cuisine, U, comme usine. Usine is the word for a factory. U, comme usine. Alors, after that we have V. V comme voiture. Well, this is a very French word. Car in French is voiture. You have the sound of voix, you have the sound of U, you have the sound of R and E because it ends with an E. So we have to be little careful. It's V comme voiture. Voiture. Okay? V comme voiture. Then we have W, which is double V. So, W. Alors, W comme wagon. Wagon. Wagon for a wagon. Then we have X. Not yachts, but X. X comme xylophone. Not xylophone, but xylophone. X comme xylophone. Then we have Y. A very different sound. It's Y. Y. Y comme yaourt, the word for yogurt, but it's yaourt. The T is silent. So it's Y comme yaourt. Then we have the letter Z. Z. Z comme zéro. Not zero, but zéro. So Z comme zéro. So we are done with all the alphabets. They sound like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And with that, we come to an end for our today's class. So, merci, merci, which is for thank you, and have a good day. Bye.